Water. What's this tube right here?
That's just hard suction. The city's very fortunate we have a pretty decent water system with hydrants and stuff. If we ever got called out to help a rural fire, or we needed to draft water where we didn't have city pressure water, that's just a hard suction hose. You put that down into a lake, or the rural's got some 2,000 gallon tanks that they put on the ground when they empty their tankers, and then you would put that into that tank and it would draft the water. So the pumps actually will suction the water out of that, and that's what you use. And it's hard so it doesn't suck shut. I mean, it's like a straw.
Yeah. You have a foam?
We got foam on both trucks. We don't use it a whole lot because it's kind of expensive, but we do use it if we need to. A lot of car fires, and foam works really well. We tried a little bit on this fire today, but this fire was so far gone that it wasn't going to do us a whole lot of good.
So as far as ladders go, is this?
Basically all the ladders we got is right here. And we've got a, I don't know if it's, I don't think it's hooked up, or it's battery. Okay. Can't find them. Yeah, they got the battery. Basically this just swings down so it gets lower for us, so it ain't so high. They're building the trucks taller and a little bit shorter for purposes of getting into old fire stations and stuff.
So what's the highest you can go on a ladder like this?
I think this is a 24-footer.
Okay.
And we got an attic ladder, right? You can't really tell, but there's an attic ladder on there, and then just a regular, like a 14-foot straight ladder. And this one's got the same amount of ladders. And you'll have to talk to Eric, but a fire truck's got to have a certain amount of equipment on it to be considered a fire truck. You know, it's got to have ladders, it's got to have hoses, it's got to have an axe, it's got to have certain things like that. And, so basically you've got to have the ladders, which I think, and Eric knows all the details, but, you got to have an attic ladder and you got to have an extension ladder for it to be rated as a fire truck.
Okay.
This one's got 1,000 gallons.
Yeah, this has got 1,000.
And is that 750?
No, this is 750. This is 1,000.
Okay, so this one's got about 750 gallons of water it carries, which when we're running, we pump out 95 gallons a minute, basically off of one hose. So it only takes, a few minutes and we're out of water. That's why it's very imperative that we get the hose, the hydrant lines, which is the big 5-inch. Both trucks will have this, and this is the 5-inch hose that will go from the hydrant to the trucks. And it's very important if we have a big fire that we get this hooked up, because like we said, we only got 750 gallons of water we're carrying. But when you're pumping out basically 100 gallons a minute, you only got 7 minutes worth of water.
Right.
And that's just with one hose. So if you get two hoses going, it's only a matter of a couple minutes and you're out of water.
Okay.
Both trucks will have I believe it's 900 feet of hydrant line on them.
Oh, okay. What about this one here?
That one's out of service. That's what we're trying to replace right now. We got working with the city council and the city administrator and trying to find some grants. And it's kind of getting close to getting a new truck. That one's...
How old is this one?
Once again, you'll have to double my figure. It's an old truck. It's like a 64.
64?
That we bought, I think, in 81 or 80, somewhere in there. It was reconditioned at that point. So it doesn't look like an old truck, but it's an old truck. And it did fail its safety tests. The state or whoever it is comes down and tests everything, and it didn't test out, so it's not safe to run.
Okay.
And that's why it is out of order. The powers that be said that it's no good.
Okay. What's going on back here in this blue machine?
The blue machines are our compressor for our SCBA here. What it's doing is it's pumping up to 4,000 psi. and that transfers into our air tanks that we use to go into the fire.
Are they refilling them over there now?
Yeah, what they're doing is this truck and then the rescue truck on the other side have a refill system on them. There's 3 bottles on them that we can quick fill our tanks while we're on scene. And so what they're doing now is we used enough air this morning that they just run that hose over to the truck and they're filling the tanks, the big tanks, back up on the truck.
I see.
Otherwise, if we don't use any air, you know, if it's a quick fire, we get a quick knockdown, we don't use a lot of air, we'll just bring the tanks, the little tanks back in, and we'll just fill them singular off that.
Okay. Since we're here, we can maybe a little tour of what's going on.
Yeah, they're not.
They're kind of cleaning up.
But basically, we're just getting everything back in order, cleaned up, and ready for the next fire.
So this morning you had one, right?
Yeah, we had a house fire this morning that was fully engulfed. Couldn't do much with it, so the powers that be kind of let it burn down, and we had the city come in and tear it down as it was burning because we couldn't go in because it was unsafe. The roof was in question whether it was going to fall in on us or not if we went inside.
So what's it like to go into a fire?
Well, it's exciting, really. It's a big adrenaline rush, and you got excited and scared all together, and that's about it. You just want to go in and put it out and save as much property as you can. And
Okay. Well, how much training do you have?
I've been on since 2002, so about 6 years now, and I've gone to fire school about 4 times, take different classes, and just basically on-the-job training here. We drill it twice a month.
What's your job on the truck when you head out?
I'm mainly the interior guys.
Okay.
We just try to use a lot of the younger guys to go interior.
Is somebody qualified to drive, or how's that work?
We're all qualified to drive, basically. We all get practice at it every drill, and
Okay.
the new guys get time driving. And
So you have your own set of gear in there, and
I carry my gear on my truck.
what you do?
Straight, depending on where the fire is at, then yeah, I'll head to the fire. If I'm closer to here, I'll come here first, get a truck, go out. But a lot of us carry gears on our truck, so we can go straight to the fire, get geared up, and sometime by the truck gets there, we're ready to go on and go in.
And somebody coordinates all that.
Usually the fire chief, and there's enough of us. There's 6 or 7 of us that are lieutenants that are more experienced. We got 3 captains.
What's Chris?
He's a captain. I think he's assistant chief in training or chief in training.
Oh, okay.
We call him chief of cooking once in a while.
If you're qualified, we need good volunteers to join the fire department.
And how do you go about doing that?
Get a hold of Eric Voss, the fire chief, and talk to him about it and get an application and go from there.
Any qualifications, ages, or?
Just can't be a felon, I believe.
Need a driver's license and can't be a felon, of course.
Over 18, I believe.